Hi friends, it's Allison. Today I want to show you guys some fun, easy ways that you can practice writing your name at home. When we're at school, we practice writing our names all the time. We practice in the morning with our sign-in sheets, and we use markers and paper to trace and write the letters in our name. This is important because writing our name helps us practice the letters that are in our name, helps us remember what the letters look like and sound like, and it helps us when we start to read when we get older. We can recognize the letters and the sounds in our name to help us read. I want to show you guys some fun ways that you can practice your name at home that is not by writing it with a paper and a crayon. I think you guys will really like these activities, and they're so easy because I chose things that you probably have already at your house. You can come up with your own ways too. I'll show you. Let's start. The first way that we can practice writing our name is using our fingers and tracing the letters. In this video, I'm going to use a plate and some sand. I have some sand around my house, so I brought some inside and put it on a plate. If you don't have sand, there's so many other things that you could use. If you want to go outside and if your parents let you, you can get some dirt or some rocks or grass and put it on a plate. But when you do that, you have to make sure you wash your hands afterwards. If you don't have sand or dirt or rocks and you don't want to get messy, you could use things that you have at your house. You could use some quinoa or rice or other kinds of seeds or grains, things that you can put onto a plate and trace. Another thing that you could use is some coffee grounds or some oats or just anything really that you can put on a plate and trace with your fingers. I'll show you. So here's my plate. I'm going to trace the first letter in my name. My name is Allison. Allison. Here's my name. I wrote it on a paper so I can look at the paper, look at the letters, and write it in the sand. Allison starts with an A. So first, I'm going to practice writing an A. I'm going to take my finger, and in the sand, I'm going to write an A. I'm looking at what the paper says. I'm looking at how the letter A looks, and then I'm writing it in the sand. You can't really see it because the sand is moving, but I'll try it again. I'll trace it so you guys can see it. A, Allison. Then I'm going to look to see what the other letters of my name are. A, L, shake it. L, shake it. I, I'm shaking it to get back to the flat sand so I can write the next letter. S, O, N, Allison. You guys can write your names or have your moms or dads or brothers and sisters, whoever's helping you, they can write your name on a paper so when you look at the paper, then you can trace it on your plate. This is one way because I like this way. The sand feels very soft and I like using my fingers to trace the letter. This way I can practice over and over again. See, there's my A, and when I'm finished, I just shake it, and it's back to normal. Then I can use my finger and trace an A again. You guys can use this type of activity for other things, like counting, you can write your numbers, or you can draw your shapes. You guys can use this for anything. And remember, if you don't have sand, there's so many other possibilities you could use. If you guys try this way out, send me a picture or video of the things that you use for your tracing plate. Now I'll show you some other things that you guys can do to practice writing your name. The next idea I had is something that you guys can use at home as well. First, I got a big plastic bag. This bag zips at the top. I can zip it closed so nothing comes out. I took my bag and I filled it with some water. Not too much. I didn't fill it all the way up. I just filled it, not too much, just a little bit, just enough. And then after I filled it with water, I squeezed all of the air out. That means I squeeze everything so it's just water. There's no more air. Afterwards, I zipped it closed. And then I took some tape and I put tape all on the top. That way, if I turned it over, the water doesn't come out. The tape helps it stay closed. This is important because I don't want to make a mess on my floor or my clothes. I don't want to get wet. If you guys want to use a bag and a water for your writing activity, make sure you have some tape or some glue or something to help close it. Mommy or daddy or whoever's helping you can make sure you guys close the bag all the way and seal it, which means close it even more. Zip it tight. That way you guys don't make a mess. But if you do make a mess, it's only water, so it won't get any stains or ruin anything. Okay, so I have my bag and I filled it with water. What am I gonna do? How can I write my name with this bag? I think you guys are gonna like this activity. First, I'm just gonna put the bag on the floor. I'm gonna feel it. How does the water feel when you put your hands on the bag? It feels kind of jiggly. I like this. I like how I put my hand up and the water goes down. I put my hand up and the water goes down. I like the way it feels. You guys can practice tracing your letters just like we did with the sand. I'm gonna use my finger and first I'm gonna trace A. I'm looking at my name. Remember, I wrote my name here, Allison. I have my name. I'm looking at the letters and I'm writing it in the water. A, L, L, I, S, O, N. I like this because I like the way the water feels. If you guys want to continue using the bag, you guys can get some markers and you can write your name or the letters of the alphabet on the bag. So I'm going to write A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, those are the first 4 letters of the alphabet. I'll show you. On my bag, I wrote A, B, C, D. Now I can put the bag back down and I can use my finger again and trace the letters. That way I can use my finger and trace them so I can remember how the letters look and what shapes they are. I can trace them on the bag. I still like the way that this bag feels. One other thing that you can do with the bag, I used a dry erase marker so it erases, but you can use a permanent marker too. One other thing that you can do with the bag is take a piece of paper. It could be a small one like this or a big one. And you could put that on the floor and then put the bag on top of it. That way the water is on top of your name. Then I'm gonna take my finger and trace the words, the letters that are under the bag. I'm still tracing my name, but I'm tracing it with the water. I'm going to show you guys one more thing that you can use to help practice your name. This one is another bag activity. I got a smaller bag this time. And inside this bag, I put some soap and a little bit of water. I used some dish soap, but you could use hand soap or lotion or some hair products. Anything in here, whatever you want. It could be water, it could be some water and food coloring. It could be anything that is kind of like a gel. So I put it in the bag and you guys can see. I can squeeze it. I can move the bag around. I use this dish soap because I like the color blue. I like how you can see the color in the bag. After I put the dish soap in and a little bit of water, just like with the other bag, I squeezed all the air out. So it was just the soap and the water. And then I took some more tape and went and locked it up, sealed it up. That way the water and the soap does not come out. Now I can continue to practice writing my name. So I'm gonna put this on the floor. I'm gonna feel it, see how it feels, see how the soap and the water can move around the bag. And then I'm gonna practice tracing my name. So I have this piece of paper again. I'm gonna put it right here so I can look at the letters and write them on the bag. So I'll start with A, because my name, Allison, starts with an A. So, can you guys see? I wrote an A in my bag. And when I use my finger, the soap and the water, it's spread around to make the shape of an A. You guys can do this with one letter at a time, or you can try to write your whole name. S-O-N. I wrote my name, and the soap moves around when you do it. It feels really cool. Just like with the other bag, you can put the piece of paper on the floor underneath and put the bag on top. Then you can try and see the letters. Use your fingers and trace the letters. This way is fun because the soap and the water move away when your fingers go. So you can move all the soap so you can see the letters. I like doing it this way. If you guys don't want to use your finger, what else could you use? You could use a marker to trace. You could use some art supplies that you might have, like a pipe cleaner. Or you could use something like a straw, and you could use to practice writing your name. There's so many other ideas that you guys can use to practice writing your name that doesn't involve paper and a crayon. I showed you 3 ways. I showed you a soap and water bag. I showed you just a water bag. And I showed you a plate of things. For my plate, it was sand. Remember, you guys can use other things like dirt or beans or rice, anything that you have. What way will you use to practice writing your name? Don't forget, if you do practice using one of these ways, or if you think of another way, send me and Nuri some pictures and videos, and I can't wait to see how you guys practice your name. I miss you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, friends.